Welcome, audience. So, this is where we are going to talk about one of the most famous bias, which is Dunning Kruger effect. This come under the confidence bias. Okay, so we are going to talk about in total 8 biases today. Okay, 8 biases, and with these 8 biases we are going to end our complete journey of biases. Okay, so with this video I will have one final video. I'm already planning for final video, and with this video we are going to end our 50 plus biases. Okay, I will already I taught you 50 plus biases. That's really great. Okay, in YouTube I didn't saw any content anywhere near to this. I'm sorry for the background noise, right? The tractor is on its own trouble. So yeah, so in YouTube you will see no content around this many biases. Okay, not a very detailed one, and I'm the only one who made a full series, a full playlist over these 50 plus biases. This sound very boring, and even if you are watching the video, I don't know if you are liking or not, but I made this because it is very necessary. It is very crucial information. Otherwise you could have find out these things. Once you know these terms, you could find out everything through chat gpt, through your AI. Okay, so watch this full video in 1.5x or 2x. Okay, then we are going to complete these biases, and then we are going to move towards the thinking models, where there is the cinema. Okay, after these biases we are going to get deeper into thinking model, actual application, fun part. So let's go, guys, let's go. So, what we have right now in front of us, this is cognitive biases, right? Illusion of explanatory depth. This is the first bias. The belief that we understand complex systems better than we actually do. The illusion of explanatory depths occurs when individuals believe they possess a deeper understanding of complex systems than they truly do, often revealed when asked to explain concepts. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like, I get how this works. This is the kind of thing, like, you do not even understand the depth of that particular thing, that particular topic, but you think that yes, I know it. For example, I can if I give you a task to create a web page, right? To create a web page, maybe you have watched through the YouTube video. Okay, you will go to chat gpt and you will learn how to create a web page. Maybe you learn that there is a tool called WordPress, right? So then, this task to create web page, it should be simple, right? Because you right now know how to use WordPress. No, because even if you created a web page, there are so many different complexities. You will need a domain, right? You will need a hosting plan, right? You will need to make your landing page enough good so that people are actually buying that product. The purpose of making that web page should be fulfilled, right? So this is why we are making the website. But there are so many different complexity. Theme, right? Theme, the speed of uploading that website, right? Logo, design, there are so many aspects, right? The functionality of website, the payment gateway, right? The payment gateway should work. So there are so many different things. So if you think that you know it in depth without even knowing real depth of that thing, then this is called illusion of explanatory depth or self explanatory depth. Okay, understanding versus perceived knowledge. Okay, so Relatable example is that often leads this often leads teams to assume users understand systems intuitively, resulting in frustration and confusion. These examples highlight common missteps in design practices. Sometime a particular application have very bad UX, right? and the any app needs to be very self explanatory. Okay, if the walkthrough is very simple, okay, if the walkthrough is very simple of that particular app, then people are going to use it often more because of the good UX, right? The user experience. For example, for some people it will be complicated to navigate in particular AI, okay, in particular AI tool, or maybe like software like Photoshop, right? In Photoshop you already you don't even know how to cut a photograph, and still you got 50 plus options, right? 50 plus options in that particular window, right? For example, if I just go here, okay, just don't don't focus on this news. I'm not nothing to do with photo. uh, what was I was false memory, chat GPT, deep AI. Okay, huh. So Photoshop, let's go to the Photoshop, search images, come on bro. So now just look at this, guys. Do you think that you understand every single option here? What the hell? Yeah, huh. So there are so many tools here, right? There are so many options here. There are so many options here. If you don't know how to use these options, eventually you will lead to this particular, that sense that, oh my god, I'm not understanding anything, right? But this kind of illusion of explanatory depth says that that person who made this particular app is not thinking about creating this particular application much more simpler, right? You have to learn through tutorials to actually learn this particular application, right? You have to follow hours and hours of content to actually learn how to use Photoshop. And this is why the reason AI is doing the Photoshop work. Okay, now you can just put a prompt and ask the AI to crop that particular thing in that image, and AI will do it, right? So AI is actually taking the work of Photoshop, and Photoshop is actually in the doom phase now. Okay, and even Photoshop has to use this AI in its own tools, right? Why Photoshop added AI? Because Photoshop know that I have to pivot, I have to make my application simple. Otherwise other tools are going to obsolete this softwares, right? That's the thing. So analysis of bias, understanding the illusion of explanatory depth. Overconfidence issue, it leads to significant flaws in design process. Poor testing outcomes, team overlook user needs, assuming understanding is clear. Miscommunication risks, assumptions can create misleading marketing and UX strategies. Real world consequences, misunderstandings affect decision making in everyday life. That's the thing. So, next we move on to Dunning Kruger effect or Dunning Kruger effect. Okay, understanding overconfidence in scales. So, what is this effect? People with low skill tend to overestimate their ability. Experts, on the other hand, are more cautious and realistic. Okay, so those who are noob, in simple word we can say those who are noob, they think that they are right now expert in this particular field, and those who are actual expert, really experienced person, they always prefer to learn. Okay, they always have the curiosity to know more about this thing. Okay, so they are not in confirmation bias, but these are. So this is the Dunning Kruger effect. You think you oversimplify things, overestimate your abilities, while more knowledgeable individuals remain cautious. This can lead to significant misjudgment in professional settings, right? Similar to the previous one. So Dunning Kruger effect highlights how beginners often overestimate their abilities while experts maintain caution. This gap can lead to misjudgment in team dynamics and decision making process, right? So the example could be that a junior designer a junior designer ships a junior designer ships a bold redesign, right? A bold redesign, while a senior quietly tweaks microcopy and spacing. Okay, like a new marketer runs aggressive campaign. A new marketer runs aggressive campaign, right? Aggressive campaign, but while a veteran tests quietly and iterates. That's the examples, right? In the professional world. Overconfidence issue. Again, loud voices often drown out knowledgeable insights. Meeting dynamics. Beginners may dominate discussions with untested ideas. Testing oversight. Overconfident juniors frequently skip essential testing phases. Trusting confidence. People often favor confidence over proven experience. Confidence is king. Yes, this is true. So overconfidence is a bigger king. People always get attracted to the confident person, right? Actually, people think that someone have confidence, then he must be competent, but that not the case. Okay, that not the case. So yeah, like beginner dominate meeting with bold ideas. Why? Because they have this level of confidence. Sometime otherwise a beginner needs to be very much open to learn new things, curious, similar to the experts, right? So the cognitive dissonance, you may have heard this thing. Cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort we feel when our actions, okay, when our actions conflict with our beliefs, and how we resolve it by rationalizing. So cognitive dissonance occurs when our action conflict, okay, with our beliefs, causing mental discomfort. We often resolve these by rationalizing our choices, leading to altered perceptions of reality. What does that mean? I feel off, so I will invent a reason to feel okay. This is a kind of example. Right now I am feeling off, so in my mind I will create a reason, right? A reason to feel okay. Okay, a reason to feel okay. A good example can be that user stays after price hike, right? A user stays after price hike, saying the quality must be improved. The quality must be improved because of the price hike, even if nothing changed. A team keeps using a clunky tool, saying we are used to it instead of switching, right? We rewrite reality to protect comfort. We rewrite reality to protect our own comfort zone. That's called cognitive dissonance. It's related to your comfort zone, right? Like, users justify purchases they regret. Users often justify what they purchased. That's cognitive dissonance. Teams stick to broken flows to avoid admitting failure. In life, we stay in toxic jobs, relationships, or routine and invent reasons why they exist. Okay, that's the thing. This blocks change. We do not change, we do not grow. It creates resistance to new ideas and adaptation, fuels bad habits. People cling to unhealthy routines despite knowing better, impacts marketing. Users justify poor purchases to avoid discomfort, stagnates growth. It prevents team from acknowledging and addressing failures. That's the thing. Next is continued influence effect. Okay, myth versus fact, myth versus misinformation, right? So it's all about myth and misinformation persistence even after being corrected, right? So this highlights how myths and misinformation can persist in our mind even after receiving accurate information, illustrating the challenge of correcting false beliefs, right? So it can be like, I know it's false, but I still kind of believe it, right? So the example can be that a product had a bug months ago, but users avoid it even if after fixes. A product had bug a month ago in that particular application, but users avoid it even after fixing, right? Even after fixing that particular bug. That's continued influence effect, because it is continued, that misinformation. In, a brand was once overpriced, now it's affordable, but the reputation sticks. That's the thing. A brand made a product and it has very high ticket price range, right? The high ticket price range, but people are now believe that this brand is selling product in very high price. That's called continued influence effect, even the product rate is dropped. So the continued influence effect illustrates how first impressions linger even after corrections are made. Users may hold on to outdated beliefs, affecting their perception of products and brands despite improvements. So it actually influences our sticky reputation. Myths can linger even after being corrected. Marketing challenges, continual need for correcting misconception in campaigns. In UX, old bugs can result in lasting negative impressions. Belief persistence, holding on to outdated beliefs after learning the truth. Holding on to outdated belief, your own outdated belief, even though you learn the truth, right? That the certain thing does not work, right? For example, someone give you a mantra, right? I'm not saying that I'm not believing in that, but someone give you a mantra like, say 1 2 3 and go, and everything you want will happen to just now. Okay, for example, I'm just giving you an example. Someone gave you this mantra that just say 1 2 3 and go, and anything you want, if you imagine this in this particular timeline, 1 2 3 and go, you will get it right now. So this is a kind of belief, right? And even if you understand that this is not going to happen, this is not how things work, right? Still you are going to believe, because you believe this concept should work. Why? Because there are 60,000 people in particular YouTube channel who are saying that yes, this is working. They have 60,000 testimonial in that particular video, right? And you think that yes, this should work. This worked for 60,000 people because they had the situation where this 1 2 3 go actually worked. Okay, but they are not going to tell you that why this work, how this work. They are going to tell you a story which is relatable, but unfortunately they succeed not because of this mantra, they succeed because of the action, because of the strategies. They might have failed more than 40-50% times in their life, where they do not even consider action, or they do not even consider strategy, anything. Just for 1% they use the mantra, and now they are focusing on the mantra as their success. That's the thing. This is the continued influence effect. So, practical practice. Ask this question: can I explain this clearly? The explanatory depth. Dunning Kruger effect. Am I skilled or just confident? Ask yourself. Cognitive dissonance. Am I facing reality or avoiding it? Okay. And yes, ask this question. Write down if you have made decisions based on these biases. This is where we are ending this particular section. This is just the part 1, okay, where we are saying confidence isn't clarity, familiarity isn't understanding, and correction isn't always enough. If you want to design clearly, lead wisely, and think critically, you must master these biases. So let's keep this conversation going. This video is not ending because we have another particular thing, and here we are going to learn the next biases. Okay, so let's move on to the final area of biases, right? Okay, yeah, watch this video, guys. Watch this video in 1.5x. Again, I am telling you, or 2x. This is going to be helpful for you. Okay, so let's start learning the next biases. Yeah. So the power of psychological biases. Guys, we got more motivated near the finish line. We remember what's incomplete. We remember what's incomplete. That's the thing. That's the thing. We often have this tendency that we got more motivated near the finish line, right? We remember what's incomplete. We value things we worked hard for, and we fall in love with what we helped build. So today we are going to learn total of 4 biases. Okay, these are the final biases, okay guys, and then video is going to be end. So the first is goal gradient effect. Goal gradient effect. So what that is? Goal gradient effect. Motivation increases as tasks near their completion. Motivation increases as we get closer to completing a task or reaching a goal. In simple word, the closer I am to done, the harder I push. The harder I will push the moment I see that goal is just near to me, right? Just near to me. That's the thing. So example is that you are 80% done, progress bars boost completion rates, right? This is the kind of example. You are 80% done here, right? And progress bars boost completion rates. That's the thing. Loyalty cards with 2 stamps pre-filled get completed faster than blank ones. That's why so many forms, in so many forms you saw pre-ticked options, right? Pre-ticked, they already pre-ticked. So then you are not guessing like, oh my god, I have to fulfill this long prompt, right? This particular form. So next, we are just putting an analysis, simple analysis, that motivation is significantly driven by visible progress towards a goal. Utilizing this understanding in design fosters engagement, leveraging strategies like progress bars to enhance user experience and completion rates. That means that whenever you are designing something, okay, whenever you are designing something, make sure that design is showing something as, you know, that you have done this task already. Okay, give them the feeling that you have already done everything and now you're almost there, right? So don't show what is negative, right? The negative point, the negative area where, oh, there is a 20% thing is missing. No, tell them that yeah, you have fulfilled the 80% of requirement, right? You have fulfilled the 80% of requirement, so this is positive. Okay, now next is Zeigarnik effect. Zeigarnik effect, even I tend to mistake the pronunciation, right? Zeigarnik, Zeigarnik effect. Okay, so incomplete task, unfinished tasks linger in our thoughts and memories. This is true, this is true. Unfinished tasks stick in our memory more than complete ones. I didn't finish, so it keeps bugging me. It keeps bugging, right? It keeps bugging in your mind. You are in that overthinking zone because you have not completed the full task, because you are just, right, you have completed the 80% of task, and now the 20% is just remaining. You will think about that 20% again and again. Why should I not do that? Okay, so example here is that incomplete profile indicators pull users back to finish setup. A half written email nag until users take action. That's the thing, that's the real example. So importance of Zeigarnik effect. Incomplete tasks drive return behavior. Visual cues can remind users of unfinished action. In marketing, you haven't claimed your rewards message re-engage users, right? You haven't claimed your reward. In Paytm, in so many money related apps, they already have this message. People are often obsessed over undone tasks, leading to increased motivation. So application, that these are the application. We already know about this application because we have already learned this aspect already. Okay, Zeigarnik effect already came so many times. That's why we know that this is actually very simple. Okay, the unfinished equals unforgettable. Okay, the unfinished equals unforgettable. If I didn't even completed this whole playlist, okay, the whole playlist was based on the biases which I am going to complete. Okay, I have made this goal that I am going to complete total 76 biases, which I already done today. Okay, with this video we are already ending the 76 biases, and now because you know the one video is still remaining, the final video where I am going to conclude the whole thing, that's why it is going to bug me to end this particular series till the last video, right? So next is, okay, next is effort justification bias explained. I didn't even write about it. Great. No problem, no problem. I didn't even have the writing format. No problem. Okay, so the more effort we put into something, the more we value it, even if the outcome is average. Even if the outcome is average. That's called the effort justification bias. Okay, the more effort invested, the greater the reward feels, right? So the example can be that, like, I worked hard, so it must be worth it. That kind of feeling. Customization setups, right? The customization steps enhance the experience and connection. Investing effort increases value and emotional attachment. So, like, you know why it matters? Because effort increases perceived value. In UX, guided setup and personalization boost attachment. In marketing, build your own plan increases satisfaction and trust. Okay, build your own plan. You have watched this kind of thing. In life we value what we struggle for. And I don't know why I'm getting this many notification today. Bank related notification. Why? Oh, okay. So these are the thing, guys, that effort plays a crucial role in enhancing the perceived value of products. The more dedication we invest, the stronger our emotional attachment becomes, leading to increased satisfaction and loyalty. So the next one is very much similar to that, and because I have not written it, that's why I am going to focus more on this particular PDF. Okay, so understanding the IKEA effect in design. So what is IKEA effect? Very famous. We value things more when we have helped build or customize them. We value things more. Okay, we value things more when we have helped or build or customize that particular app or particular thing. We are going to value that. That's why the customization actually work, right? Customization, the customization field always work. Why? Because people think that, oh, it is because of my creativity, it is because of my creativity this thing already happened. Like the applications like Canva, the Canva, so many, the Shopify kind of app, right? Shopify, WordPress. This actually, the it actually hit your creative muscle, and it gives you that kind of effect that yes, I am doing this, I am the guy who actually made this. So I love it more, right? I made this, so I love it more. So the example could be like, template builders and personalization tools increase user attachment. Users who create their own dashboards stick around longer. Okay, like in Notion, you may have created your own dashboard. You are going to cling to that. You have made the dashboard where you have added so many, so many skills or your routine, and you are going to be very much attached to your own dashboard instead of someone else's, right? So yeah, the dashboard tools. Yeah, customization increases user attachment and engagement. DIY assembly, the woodwork, right? That's why DIY craft related videos have so much engagement. Personal involvement enhances emotional investment and loyalty. So this is the thing that, the understanding ownership and engagement. Participation fosters emotional connection. When users customize or contribute, they feel a sense of ownership. This involvement translates to stronger loyalty and retention. Brands that encourage personalization often see increased engagement and satisfaction, creating a lasting bond with their audience through shared experiences. Right? Design implication. Customization options enhance user satisfaction. Allowing users to shape their journey can lead to better retention and commitment. Effective marketing strategies like design your own campaigns promote engagement and loyalty, ultimately demonstrating the value of participation in shaping experiences and products. So this is where we are actually ending the whole, the experience of these biases. Goal gradient. Can I show progress to boost motivation? Zygarnik, what unfinished task could pull users back? You have to ask this question, guys. Ask this question. Can I show progress to boost motivation? What unfinished task could pull users back? Can I make effort feel meaningful? How can users shape the experience? This is actually helpful for the game developers. Okay, those who are making games, or those who are making movies, or those who are making content, this kind of questions actually helpful for them. Okay, like, can I show the particular progress bar to boost motivation, right? What unfinished task in my game could pull users back? Can I make effort in my game feel meaningful? Effort, right? How can the players help shape the experience of my game? So this is where we are ending this video, guys. And yeah, this is the second last video of this biases, and this is where we are going to end whole biases. So with this thing, motivation isn't magic, it's progress, effort and ownership. We sprint near the finish, obsess over what's incomplete and fall in love with what we built. If you want to design products, shape behavior, or build loyalty, you must master these biases, right? Biases. So keep it simple, build it bold, because there are so many things we are going to build in future videos. Bye bye.